This example, we are finding angles that are coterminal. Now, what in the world does that mean? Let me show you. Let's start with the 412 down here. 412 degrees is coterminal to, well, I don't need to write the question again. It's right there. Let me draw a 412 degree angle first off. So let me come down here and draw a unit circle to the best of my ability. There we go. With my little tool, it helps. So okay, and so all right. So there's a little unit circle for us. And we'll use that now. Remember, the angles start at 0 degrees here. That's by common agreement. They decided to make straight to the right 0 degrees. They could have made straight up 0 degrees, but they didn't. Straight to the right is 0 degrees. That's where we start all of our angles. Positive angles go up, don't they? So as you go up, that's positive. That makes sense. Again, that was common agreement. They could have made down positive, but it makes sense to have up be positive. So up is a positive angle. And so how far is 412? Remember, all the way, you know that all the way around is, let me just write it right here, is 360 degrees, isn't it? So this 412 is more than all the way around. It's 360, and then how much more? Well, I don't know. Let's go see. Let's take away 360, take away that full rotation. What does that leave us? 2, 4, put a 3, put a 1, 52 degrees more. So that's, and 52, well, this is 90 straight up, so it's a little more than half. So maybe to about there. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. So that's another 52 degrees, and then there's where the angle ends. So in other words, this angle is start here, go all the way around, and then, oh, whoops, I forgot I was in that mode here. Let me try that again. Start here, go all the way around, and go there. So you go 360 degrees all the way around, and then an additional 52 to end up at 412 degrees, right? It's a full 360 plus 52 more. Well, now they're saying, what is that coterminal? Co means with. Whenever co-pilot is a pilot with. Co and terminal. Terminal means ending. So ending, sorry, getting scribbly here. Ending at the same spot. That's what coterminal means. It terminates, it ends at the same spot, ends with it, coterminal. So what angle ends with it? And specifically, they're saying, give me an angle between 0 and 360 that is coterminal. Well, the answer is going to be 52, isn't it? In other words, if they just did 52 degrees, that would end at the same spot as 412. 412 and 52 degrees are both ending at that same spot right here, aren't they? The 412 does it the long way, does as we can see here, it does a full 360 and then 52 more. And the 52 says, I'm just going to go straight 52. But they both end in the same spot. They're coterminal. So the answer would be 52 degrees ends in the same place as 412 degrees. It's coterminal. It ends with it. Let's try the next one. How about negative 74 degrees? We want an angle that ends with negative 74, but they want an answer between 0 and 360. They want a positive answer. So let's come down here. Let's do negative 74. So negative 74 degrees. I'm going to try my best to draw another little circle thing here. That last one didn't come out too bad. Here we go. Boom and boom. These little drawing tools are helpful. Okay, so now again, this is where 0 starts. Now positive angle. They decided to make 0 straight to the right. Positive, that's just terrible. Let me try that again. 0 straight to the right. And so positive angles go up. Negative angles go down. So negative 74 degrees is going to go down. So how far? Well, you know that halfway around is 180, right? 90 is a quarter. So this is going to be negative 90. It's also positive 270. You can call it by either name. It's the same thing. If you go down 90 degrees, or, right, if you go down 90 degrees, and that's negative 90, or you go, let me translate this one, up positive 270. Either way, you end up at the straight down spot. Those are coterminal. Those end in the same spot, positive 270, negative 90. So we call this dot both negative 90 and positive 270. It's the same thing. So where's our angle? Our angle is negative 74. So that would be, I don't know, I'm just kind of eyeballing it, somewhere right around there, perhaps, about, right? Let me get rid of the, well, here, let me just get rid of some of that extra stuff. That's kind of confusing issue. There we go. So about right there. So that's going to be negative 74 degrees. It's going to be somewhere right there in that fourth quadrant. Now, what they want me to do is find a positive angle that ends in the same spot. So in other words, if I say, okay, so from that same spot to there, what angle is that going to be? Positive what angle is going to end right there in the same spot as negative 74? Sorry, that negative 90 is just confusing the issue, isn't it? There we go. So, so negative 74 degrees is the same as positive what? That'll end in the exact same spot. How do we figure that out? Well, what we could do is we could say, how about we let this angle go all the way to 360 and then back up 74, right? 360 back up 74 degrees. Use your calculator. I'm going to use mine. I think we get I don't know, I can't do it. 286. 286 degrees. That's the same angle. Positive 286 has got to be the same exact angle as negative 74. Do you see how I figured that out? I said, well, if you start right here and you go all the way around to 360, but then you back up 74, you're at the same spot, right? In other words, this is just 74 less than all the way around. If all the way around is 360, take away 74 degrees, then that's 286. So 286, positive 286 must be the same as negative 74 because it's all the way around 360 back up 74, which is 286. So the answer is this one is coterminal with 286 degrees. They end in the same spot. They're the same angle, basically. They end in the same spot. Positive 286 goes from here all the way around to there because it's a full 360 back up 74, just like negative 74 just backs up 74. So you see how in these questions it's always about adding or subtracting 360s to make this easy, isn't it? Right? So if you're at 412, you just subtract 360. If you're at negative 74, what did I do? I just subtracted that from 360. Let's keep going. That's the key. How about negative 1553? Well, negative 1553 degrees. Well, that's a crazy big negative angle. Here is the secret. Now that we've done all this, just keep adding or subtracting 360. You see, because whenever you add 360 or subtract, that's a full circle. You're in the same spot. Nothing's changed, right? Is that making sense for you? Let me draw the unit circle and whoops, that ain't the unit circle. Try to make sense of that statement I just made for you, because that'll really help you. Say you're at any angle. I don't even know where negative. Here's 0 degrees. Here's where we start. I don't know where negative 1553 is. I have no idea. It's some boom boom whole bunch. Suppose it ends right there. I'm just guessing, right? If it ends right there, in right here, a whole bunch of, right there, a whole bunch of times around, negative, in right there. If you said, okay, I'm pointing right there in that direction, that's my ending spot maybe for negative 1553, I have no idea. And you said, oh, really? Okay, I want you to take that ending spot and I want you to add 360. So go 360. You're back at the same spot. If you add 360, you're just right back at the same spot, aren't you? Because that's all the way around. Nothing's going to change. So that's why I'm saying to do these problems, we're allowed to just take our number like negative 1553, take your calculator and just start adding 360. Add 360 because until it gets positive. Because anytime you add 360, you're just adding a full rotation. You're not changing the position, the ending position. It's the same. So I added 360 once. I got negative 1193. It's still negative. So then I add 360 again on my calculator. I'm getting negative 833 degrees. Then I add 360 again, and I'm getting negative 473. And then I add 360 again, and I'm getting negative 113. Then I add 360 again, and then I'm positive. So I get positive 247 degrees. There it is. So in other words, all these are the same. All these ending spots are different ways, and the original one as well, of saying the same thing. How do I know? Because I just added 360. Whenever you add 360, that's all the way around. Nothing changes. We can see it's the same ending spot. When you spin, when you're aiming at something, you spin all the way around. You're still aiming at the same thing when you're done, right? You did a 360. You went all the way around. You're still pointing in the same direction. So all these are ending in the same spot. We just keep going till you get positive. Positive 247. That's because they want an answer that's between 0 and 360. So positive 247 is coterminal, ends in the same spot as negative 1553. Last one, 3539. It's the same thing. 3539 degrees. Did I copy that right? 3539, yep. 3539. So I'm just going to start subtracting 360. Just a whole bunch of subtractions until I get an answer between 0 and 360 because they want me to have an answer. Now, you can tell it's going to take a lot of these, isn't it? You might tell it's almost 10 of them. 10 of them would be 3,600. It's probably 9 of them. If you want to save time, it's probably 3539 minus 360 times 9 because it's just less than 10. 10 would be 3,600. That's my guess. But if you didn't notice that, that's okay. Just keep subtracting 360. Yeah, that is it. And I got 299 degrees. So if you do enough of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 of them, then eventually you get 299 degrees. So that must be the same ending spot because whenever you spin around 360 degrees, positive or negative, it's all the way around. It's just all the way around clockwise or counterclockwise. It doesn't matter. If you spin all the way around to the right or the left, when you're done, you're still pointing at the same spot because you spun all the way around. So 299 must be pointing at the same spot. It must be coterminal. It must be ending in the same spot as the original angle. So in all these questions, what was that, 299? On all these questions, we just added and subtracted 360s, didn't we? That's the key. Whenever you get some big old whopping positive or negative angle, and you want to find out a nice clean angle between 0 and 360 that ends in the same spot, coterminal, just add or subtract 360s until you get what you need because that's going to end in the same spot when you add or subtract 360.